And then there you go. You slide it right on down, and bam, it turns green, and you can see the battery percentage.
It's the best time of my life.
Man, this feels amazing. Swear there's no replacement.
This the best time of my life.
My family keep me grounded and my God, it keep me stable.
What's good, everybody? It's JayArU from JayArUhCutz. Thanks for tuning in once again to a new video. It's been a while since I posted a new video. I've been doing a lot of work. I changed jobs, got a part-time gig now, so I'm in the shop more. Yes, my beginner barber journey has officially hit its first year.
Congratulations. You made it.
So I started in March of 2024. It is now March of 2025. So I've been cutting for a full year. I have not been in the shop for a full year, and I've learned a lot. So shout out to JayArUhCutz Barbershop. Shout out to Tomb45. But today's video is all about the unboxing and the review of the new Tomb45 and BabylissPro collab, the T45 clipper and trimmer that they just dropped this year. I remember a couple months ago, BabylissPro had debuted a video revealing the clippers and trimmers, and it was really cool. I'll put that up right now so you guys can see it. Basically, the video was very smooth. It was clean. It looked like a pro commercial that you see on TV, but it was on Instagram that I saw it on. I'm not sure what other platforms it premiered on, but it premiered on Instagram, and there was a couple of different rollouts that they did for it. And it was just so clean, so nice looking, so professional looking. And it's BabylissPro, so one of the leading barbering and salon supply companies in the industry. After seeing the rollout, I was like, man, I gotta get in on this. So by this time, I had already been in the 6-figure barber mentorship. Shout out to the 6-figure barber 6FB family. If you're a 6FB family, make sure you comment down below, 6FB fam. If you're thinking about joining the mentorship, definitely join. It is definitely worth it. There's so much knowledge, so much game. It's a big community, people, over 1,000 members right now. When I joined, it was 400 members. It grew to 1,000 in just a couple of months. It is booming. It is growing. Shout out to Tomb45. So as I mentioned, I recently had the privilege of joining EWP2 at Tampa, Florida. It was held at the JW Marriott, beautiful hotel. It was in a big ballroom. It was a very ambitious, big set. I was surprised that they packed it out. They actually had everybody filled that room up. All the chairs were full. Everybody was buying product. It was dope. So that's actually where I purchased the T45 clipper and trimmer, was at EWP2. So if you had the privilege to purchase them at the EWP2, comment down below. Let me know what your experience was like at EWP. So let's get into it. This is the footage of me opening. I actually did this in the shop. So if you can see that there, I got the new precision razor holder. I had the cartridge razor holder, the 3 cartridge razor holder before. So here we are. Here is the T45 clippers. Man, them things is beautiful. The box looks great. It's sturdy. It's got that green insert, and it has all the details right on the back of the box, RPMs, things like that. And there's the T45 trimmers, man. Them things are some hitters. They're super dope. If you guys haven't seen these before, they're amazing. But I'm pretty sure that if you're watching this video, you've probably seen them. You've probably seen the rollout, probably seen people using them. There's the wireless charging pads. They do come with them. All right. There was a misconstrued thought that the pads don't come with them, but they actually do come with them. They're just separate from the box. So they're in a separate box, but they don't charge you extra for them or nothing. They actually come with them. All right. So this is the new hair tonic that they dropped as well. At EWP2, they also premiered their new product line. So they had some product supplies as well, and the hair tonic was one of them. The new precision razor holder was another. They had 3 different aftershaves. I'm not sure what they were called. I think they're colored. I think it's like red, green, blue, but they had different smells to them. I didn't end up getting in any of the aftershaves because I have a lot of aftershave already. I have some rolled up. If you guys got a chance to use the new Tomb45 aftershaves, let me know what you think of them, because I'm thinking about buying them. All right, so here we are, sliding that joint open. It had some tape at the bottom. I had already cut it off, and as you can see, there is the insert. That is the inside of the box. It is super clean. You can see all of the little details, the graphics of when they made the clipper. And this was a very emotional project for Tomb45 and Babyliss, because they went back to designing it from step by step for the last 3 years. They had this under wraps for 3 years. Didn't say a word, not a peep. So there's the inside of the box. I just wanted to show that off. Now, if you see how I just lifted that out, it was not that easy to get it out. Them things was hard to get out. You had to yank them out, but I had already taken them out once before. So here they are. Beautiful, man. There's the rubber grip with the T45 etching on the inside. They feel great. There is the new MIM blade. So if you're familiar with the FX1s from Babyliss, they came with the MIM blade. There was a green screw right there on the lever. That was pretty nice little touch. And in the charging ports at the bottom, you can see there is actually a multiple charging ports. There's one for USB-C, one for the normal Babyliss cord. The buttons are right on the front here. There's a power button that turns it on, and there's the T45 button, which turns the torque up. I believe it goes from 6,500 to 7,400 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but it's on the box. There's that green insert, and right underneath it is where everything else is. Probably the most important thing is the charger and the new guards that were designed by Beam and Babyliss as well, different team members from Babyliss, but Beam was behind most of the design on this, which is really nice. I can say that they do a great job lifting up the hair. I did have one little irk with the guards though, so no flack on Beam or Babyliss or anybody, but there was one little issue with the guards. We'll talk about that. So this thing, as you can hear that snap, that thing snapped right onto the clipper. No rattling, nothing. They actually are really tight fit. So I noticed that when I snapped them on. Now these are similar, like the metal clips on these are similar to the Babyliss premium guards that were before, like the gold ones. They're very similar, but they're a totally different amount of plastic that are being used, but they're also much tighter. Those clips are tighter. So as soon as you snap them on, they're not jiggling and moving. They're not going nowhere. On the other Babyliss premiums, that metal can get bent a little bit, and all of a sudden you have to bend it forward, you know, but in this case, that they snapped on real tight. There's the half guard. Now that half guard is pretty interesting. Look at the cone. They're way wider apart and they're much longer. So I thought that was different. And so it only went up to 4 guards. That's one thing that I noticed. Some sets go up to like 6, some go up to 7, some go up to 8. Just like any other Babyliss product, came with the clipper oil. There's the charger cable, and that charger cable is used for that wireless mat as well. So there's some instructions and a little manual. But here's the trimmers. Same box, same design, same style really. And you can see I'm struggling to get that out. Bam, here they are. They're beautiful. There's that same rubber grip with the T45 etching. And as you can see, this is the new MIM trimmer blade. So they already had the MIM clipper blade on the Low Pros and FX1s, but you did not see them on a trimmer yet. This is the very first Babyliss trimmer that they've released, the MIM trimmer blade. It's a beautiful blade. And there's the green cutting blade. I didn't even mention that on the clippers. The green cutting blade is such a dope accent. But not only that, but it's great when you're cutting because it kind of gives you a nice little guide to see where your cutting blade is actually cutting at. It's pretty dope. There you go. There's the removable clip there for cleaning. It's magnetic, so you just snap it back on. Same button placement and same speeds as the clipper. And if you notice, there was a little green LED that popped up at the bottom, and that LED has a battery percentage. So that battery percentage is pretty accurate. It shows you what you got left on your clipper and your trimmer for battery life. I think the runtime is supposed to be like up to 4 hours. Some say 3 hours, some say 4 hours. But let me tell you, man, once you start putting those things on that charging pad, after you get done with a clipper, you throw it on the charging pad, use your trimmer, that thing charges so fast, and then you're back to 100% before you even know it. Every haircut, you're back at 100% the next time you use it. I had like 4 or 5 back-to-back haircuts. The lowest the percentage that went to was like 75, and that's because I kept just throwing it back on the charger. All right, so here is the wireless charging pads. And as you can see, there's a nice little image of what it looks like on the pad. And you can use these wireless charging pads on their own, standalone, wherever you want it on your station. You don't have to have it on a mat, but I ended up purchasing the Tomb45 power mat. And so I was able to just put those pads right in that power mat because it's designed to fit snug into that power mat. And it actually has a spot for the cable to fit in and all that. And it's nicely packaged in there so it won't jiggle around or move around. And here it is. It's a really thin, it's really solid though. It's not like an Amazon knockoff Amazon wireless charging pad. Like, it's actually very solid, very thick. There's BabylissPro Tomb45 right there, the nice little branding. And there's an LED that's surrounding it. There's the charging port, and there's some little rubbers so you can put it right on the table so it won't slide around and move around on you. All right, so here I am sticking it right in the open slot. Bam. Pop that in there. Ooh, look at that. You heard that? It was nice and snug. It goes right in that Tomb45 power mat, which is really nice. This is the cord that you actually use to plug it up. Now, again, you can plug this right into the clipper, right into the trimmer, or you can put it in the power mat or power pad, and it's going to charge it for you. So here it is. I've already plugged it up, and as you can see, there's a red LED surrounding it, letting you know there's nothing on it. And then there you go. You slide it right on down, and bam, it turns green, and you can see the battery percentage. So the clipper is off, and it's showing you the percentage. You see when I lift it up, it turns red, and there's a little lip at the bottom there. You just slide it on that lip. Bam. It's no clip or nothing. It just slides right on there and it's charging. So whenever you need to charge it, you just set it there, slide it down, make sure it hits that little lip, and then get to your next tool and let that charge. And it just, you never run out of battery. It's so dope. So here's both of them right here. Here's the trimmer. Bam. Slide it down. Woo. So cold. And it just charges. Makes a little beeping sound to let you know that it's on the charger, which is nice. There's a lot of footage of people using this to cut. This is my boy Sager. He came in. I've cut his hair multiple times. He likes it pretty short. I think I'm running a 2-guard over the top, cutting down the bulk, and then we're gonna fade up. It's basically a mid to high fade that he typically likes. Sager has a couple of cowlicks right here in the back of the crown, and he's also got a cowlick right here in the front. It's one of the reasons why he comes to me, because he knows that I'm gonna take care of that. So here I am with my 2-guard. I'm cutting down the bulk, and as you can see, it's just mowing it down. Again, he has short hair, so it's not a crazy difference from other clippers and trimmers. I'm using those Tomb45 guards as well with the clippers, man, and they're on there snug. Now I will say this, just to be transparent with you guys, one thing that I was never a fan of was guards with really sharp tips. The reason why I say that is because for me as a beginner barber, I'm only in my first year, okay, so I still consider myself a beginner barber. There's times where I'm not confident holding the clippers in certain ways, especially if they're new clippers like this, where I'm trying to test them out and test the torque out, test the guards out, and see all these differences in what I'm doing. I noticed that, and he even vocalized it to me because he's my client, so he's comfortable enough telling me if something's wrong, you know. He basically told me like, ow, I actually kind of hit him with the guard, you know, and instead of gliding in across his head. That's the only thing one of the only things I don't like about the guards is they're a little too pointy. They're good for picking up hair, which I guess that's what kind of the pointy design is for. It's a little too pointy. If it was a little less pointy, a little more rounded off, then I think it might be a little happy medium. But right now, just a little too pointy because they're just a little sharp, and you gotta be very mindful as you're going through the hair. But again, I think these were kind of engineered based off of the Andes Masters a little bit, and those are pointy guards. So once I took the guards up, I went ahead and 0 gap these before this haircut, so I made sure that they weren't 0 gap, but they are 0 gap. So shout out to JayArUhCutz Tampa Bay. That is one of the coaches in the 6 That Beat Barber mentorship, and if you're not following him on YouTube, he does a ton of educations right here on YouTube showing you different ways to be efficient and be a better barber. So I watch a lot of Tito's videos. I like to follow his method with the clipper closed to make the bald line instead of punching in with the trimmer. And I've heard this multiple times, and I've tried it multiple different ways. I've tried it with the trimmer, punching in the trimmer. I've tried it with a soft trimmer. I've tried it all those different ways. And so far, closed 0 gap clipper tends to be the best way to make my bald lines because it's easiest to get out. And that's just what it is. So, and as you can see, I'm making my bald line going around. Again, this is kind of like a mid fade, low mid fade. And again, guys, I'm still in my first year cutting, so I take my time, and I like to be precise with my lines because I feel like the cleaner my lines are, especially my bald line, then the cleaner my fades come out, you know. So you're cleaner your sections, cleaner your lines, cleaner your fades. So I try to make everything as symmetrical as I can. I'll go back and clean it up if I notice one thing's not right. That's where that artistic side comes in, because you see, you know, that creative side, because you can see what needs to be cleaned up. So all right, so now I go in my next step, which is clipper all the way open, making that fingers width. And then shout out to Chris Basio and the Tomb45 Foundations course, which was it's free in the 6 Figure Barber mentorship. So if you're in the mentorship, you get access to the Foundations course. And in that Foundations course, Basio lays out exactly how he does his scissor cuts, exactly how he does his fading systems, all those things. And this is where I kind of picked up the fading system, and this is what worked out for me best so far. You can find this stuff on YouTube as well. A lot of the Tomb45 coaches use this fading system as well. But as you can see, I did my clipper close to make the bald line, and then I'm doing clipper open to make my my 1-inch guideline, and then to fade that up is I'm going straight from the bald line up to that open, and I'm just doing my my lever play. So I'm going straight to the bottom again, and I'm doing lever close to clean up that bottom line. And then I'm 1 notch open, moving up, 1 notch open, moving up, or, you know, and going all the way up to fully open. So, and I do that, I clean up that whole panel. And that's a Chris Basio Tomb45 fading system. And so far with these clippers, doing that fading system, perfect. Chef's kiss. This is my boy Clifford. So as you can see, he came in with a full head of hair, and he gets a high fade. So I started off that bald line with the clipper closed. Shout out to JayArUhCutz. Typically I debulk first, and then I get into the fading. But in this case, I just wanted to get right into that bald line. And there I am following the same system, man. Clipper open and then close at the bottom, moving up to that clipper open. Then we just grab the 1, we grab the 1.5, and then maybe the 3, close up the 3, blend it up, get some thinner shears. Now I cut his hair maybe about every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So his hair is pretty well maintained by the way I cut it. So I know exactly where his hair lands. All right, so here's the trimmers. I didn't show the trimmers on the last haircut, but here's the trimmers at work. Just cleaning up the bulk. You can see I'm cleaning it up. This thing does a great job cleaning up bulk. That MIM blade is really good for getting around the ears and really tight spaces and just lining up because it has that nice wide blade similar to that skeleton blade. Now I did zero gap these trimmers, so they are very sharp. They're not as sharp as like my FX3s were, but they are very, very sharp. So they're great for lineups and punching in those lines, but they're also good for cutting out bulk. Just got to be careful with them in the sensitive areas, like around the neck, around the ear, or on kids. All right, now this next one is my boy Jones. I just wanted to show when I was doing his lineup. I learned a new technique from, I can't remember his name on Instagram, but he used this white stuff that he sprayed on the guy's head. It was like really dry, and then he brushed it off, and I was trying to figure out what that was. Ended up going to the comment section, come to find out it's dry shampoo. So if anybody out there uses dry shampoo, that's dope. I went to EWP2, and turns out Beam actually uses the dry shampoo when he's out on the road and things like that. He typically uses shave cream around the hairline. He was using the dry shampoo in the demonstration on stage, which was funny because I'm like, yeah, that's what I started using. I typically use the dry shampoo on the hairline. That's where the oils and everything builds up, is right there in the hairline. And then most people of color want a really sharp hairline. You know, I like to use the dry shampoo. I brush it off. I spray the dry shampoo. I use this, I think it's called Clean Freak is the name of the brand. And then I just brush it off with a soft brush. And once I get it brushed off, I take some alcohol, spray it on the neck strip, wipe it down, and that dries it out. So then all you gotta do is start punching in the line. So here's the T45 trimmers at work. I like to start right in the middle. I'm still trying to figure out a good system for lineups. So if you guys know of a good system for lineups, let me know. I do like to start in the middle, just kind of get that main guy, that main line, and then I'll move side to side. Now I have found, for me specifically, the way I hold the trimmers, the way I stand and look at the line and use the mirror, I think it's better for me to work on the middle line and then the vertical bars, then connecting them together. Because for some reason, when I use the trimmer in the middle and then I try to go right and then try to go left, or try to go left and try to go right, sometimes it goes higher one side and higher the other, then I got to connect it and move it. Even though I'm looking in the mirror and I'm trying to look in different directions, I'm telling them to move. I think it's better to just create the box first and then connect them together. So one in the middle, then vertical bar, and then vertical bar, and then connect them together. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out a system that works for me. So, but those T45 trimmers, man, they are sharp. They make a great line, and they're wide too, so they're great in the middle to make a long line and then just kind of angle it. And it has such a long end on the MIM blade, so you can get right in that corner. They're great for lineups. Not to mention the reverse blade. That's one of the biggest things about this T45 trimmer is the reverse blade. All right, so overall, I just wanted to show a couple of haircuts that I did. I think it was like 3 different haircuts there that I just did. I didn't want to show the whole haircut, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like when I was following my fading system, as well as how I do my lineups. Let me tell you, man, these are my favorite tools. I love them. They're great. They're smooth. They feel like quality tools. Like, they're not too heavy. They're not too light. The plastic is not cheap. The rubber is thick. Everything is just really professionally made, and I wouldn't expect less from BabylissPro and Tomb45, guys. So go cop yours if you can. I'll put a link in the description. Go ahead and cop you a pair of the T45 clippers and trimmers. Now, the pros, the guards, do a great job picking up hair. They're really bright green, so it's a great color to see the hair picking up and lifting up and seeing what you're cutting. They have a nice tight snug fit on the clippers. But one of the cons that I've had with the guards that I mentioned already is that they're too pointy, so they tend to poke my clients if I'm angling the clipper a certain way, especially if it's a new walk-in. I've never cut their hair before. I really don't know what their head shape is like, and I'm going through with that guard. If they wanted to buzz and it just happens to hit a little divot in their head or something, that guard can get a little pointy and pokey. Another con on the guard was that I ended up dropping 2 of my guards, my half guard and my 1 guard. Both of them cracked. Aside from the guards, let's start with the clip. So that T45 clipper is amazing. When I first saw it, it looked like a burrito, right? At first, when you first look at it, be honest, if we first look at it in the promos and in the drops, it looks kind of fat and short and stubby, right? Especially when it's side by side with the trimmer, because trimmers are traditionally smaller than clippers, right? So when you see it right next to the trimmer, it looks like it's about the same height as the trimmer, but it's wider and fatter. So like that was kind of the concern when it first dropped, was like, man, this thing looks big, you know, looks bulky, like it looks like it wouldn't hold in your hand very well. But it was quite the opposite once you actually got them in person. Man, them things feel great in your hand. They're small, actually, because they're the same height as the trimmer. They're small. They actually fit in your hand. You have way more control over it. The lever is amazing in that thing. It's ergonomically created and it's nice. It doesn't stick too much. It's not too loose. It doesn't feel like it's coming off. I love the little touch of the green screw as well. That's kind of dope. The blade, I love the MIM blade. I had the MIM blade before I even bought my Low Pro FX1s because I had them on my old Low Pros. I bought the blade and put it onto the Low Pros. So if you haven't seen that video, check that out. It's a replacement blade video showing you how to replace a blade on any clipper. You do have to keep them oiled up though, all right? And I mentioned that before in that video. MIM blades have oil reservoirs in them, so they tend to hold oil, but when they run out of oil, they do get hot, so you have to keep them oiled up very well. The rubber grip is amazing. I have some BabylissPro rubber grips that you put over the clippers. In this case, they're built into the clipper, which is really nice. Now, it's not the first time that's done before, but I like it because it's ergonomically shaped. It's thick. It's a good material. It doesn't seem like it's gonna wear off and turn color or anything like that. Plus that little T45 etching is a nice little touch. So for the trimmer, the reverse blade is probably the biggest adjustment because we're not used to having the blade facing the other direction. In this case, the blade is reverse, which is a nice touch for lineups because the rubber grip is on the back. So it actually allows you to have good control of the trimmer. They are very sharp if you zero gap them, so they hit nice and clean. They have a torque adjustment as well to give it higher torque. No complaints on the trimmers. They're amazing. All right, guys. So if you got a chance to get these in hand and try them out, please comment down below. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know how they fit on your barber station. If they're your new go-tos, if you thought they were trash, if you didn't like them, let me know. Like, let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. So shout out to Tomb45, shout out to BabylissPro, shout out to Dennis, shout out to Danny, shout out to Chris Basio, to Beam, to everyone that was involved in the designing and the releasing and distribution of this clipper and trimmer. It's a revolutionary design, a revolutionary product, and I think it's going to change the barbering industry for good. So if you get a chance to get your hands on these, please do. Make sure you get your pre-orders in. They're going out little by little, but they're going out, so they're taking some time to get them in hand. But some people are getting them, some people got them at EWP too. So if you were at EWP and you remember me at all, say what's up, shout me out, whatever. I'll follow you, subscribe to you, all that too. All right, much love to everybody that's been following me on my barbering journey so far. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share all the love that you can for the channel. I appreciate you guys for following me along this journey. We're about to hit 100 subs. I might do something special for the 100 subs. Let's go. All right, y'all, peace.
It's the best time of my life.
Man, this feels amazing. Swear there's no replacement.
This the best time of my life.
My family keep me grounded and my God, it keep me stable.